Hello, everybody. I am Lynn Fugit, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Girl Scouts of Southern Appalachia. Want to welcome you to our first ever, and I must say, I hope our last ever, virtual Trefoil Society Luncheon. I will say I'm very thankful for modern technology so that we can actually all be together, and we did not have to miss the special day in honoring Carol. Normally we'd be having a nice lunch. I hope if you have lunch, you will go ahead and enjoy lunch with us today. I'll wait till afterwards, but and we'd get to visit with our friends. And I must say, as an extrovert who loves visiting everyone, this is a hard part for me because I really love being in the room, seeing everybody, hugging. Remember hugging, how we used to do that, and it was wonderful. I look very forward to doing that again with all of you soon. So the worst part about this is the visiting part. So what we're going to try to do today to let everybody visit a little is when the program's over, we're going to keep the Zoom call open. Microphones will be open because I know you all want to congratulate Carol and speak to her and speak to each other. I know folks are doing that in the chat box, but it's not quite the same as getting to speak to each other. So we will leave the mic in the meeting open for a little while. I also want to thank our sponsors without whom this event would not be possible: Eastman Credit Union, the Public Information Associates, and the East Tennessee Foundation for their continued support of Girl Scouts. Now, if you were ever a Girl Scout, I would like for you to join me as we say the Girl Scout promise and law. So don't worry, it's going to be on the screen in case you can't remember all the words from the way back. So, on my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, and responsible for what I say and do, and to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout. Thank you. Those words have held true for a very long time, and they are even more important today. So as you will see here today, Girl Scouts helps unlock the potential of girls, and they unleash their leadership skills in their communities and throughout the world. We hope you leave here today with a better understanding of all that Girl Scouts is doing and exactly how we build a Girl Scout. Please watch this short video that will demonstrate just what Girl Scouts is all about.
Whether you are a fashion designer, whether you are an advocate for the outdoors, whether you are a high adventure girl, you belong in Girl Scout.
You get lifelong lessons, friendships, and you get amazing opportunities.
I've been able to travel to so many places through Girl Scouts, such as China and working in the conservation center with pandas. One summer I went whitewater rafting with Girl Scouts. On the trip I met so many amazing girls that I still continue to keep up with today.
I met incredible professionals who were in the fields that I wanted to go into.
Girl Scouts has just been so incredible in showing me that I have a voice and giving me all these opportunities to speak that.
Young women are so powerful, and through Girl Scouts we're able to recognize that. And when we own the amount of power and impact and influence we have over the world, there's literally nothing that we can't do.
If you keep sticking with Girl Scouts, there are so many opportunities to channel your passions into action, to explore activities, interests, hobbies that you might not have even thought were relevant to you at all.
Hello, my name is Karen Rowell, and I serve on the board of the Girl Scouts of Southern Appalachia. The Girl Scout leadership experience, and the Girl Scouts are the biggest leadership program in the world today for girls, is built on 4 key pillars. That's STEM education, the outdoors, life skills, and entrepreneurship. And if there's one thing I've learned in both life and in my years as a member of the board, the Girl Scout board, it's that with the right encouragement, guidance, training, and confidence, Girl Scouts grow women who lead by example and go on to do great things in the world. Girl Scouts collectively spend tens of millions of hours improving their communities. Each year, we seek to honor women of distinction in our communities who are either Girl Scout alumni or identify with what it means to be a woman of courage, confidence, and character. The women who make the world a better place. It gives me great pleasure to introduce today's honoree, who without a doubt has worked her entire career to make East Tennessee a better place to live. She has made our community better because she's here. Today's honoree is my friend Carol Ferguson. Carol was a Girl Scout brownie when she was growing up in Oakhurst, New Jersey. She clearly remembers walking down the street in her rural community selling Girl Scout cookies. She says, and I quote, "Having to go out and sell Girl Scout cookies was the beginning of my real estate career." Selling cookies helped her learn how to approach people, to talk to those people, to learn to build a relationship with them, how to handle the money, and in the end, how to make a sale. After Carol graduated from college, she became a teacher and taught kindergarten and 3rd grade. She has also owned an antique store. In 1977, Carol moved to Johnson City and went into real estate. And for the next 40 years, she ended up owning and operating Northridge Properties Real Estate. She says she currently spends more time serving on nonprofit boards than anything else. I serve with Carol on one of her boards, and I'll tell you a little bit about that when I talk about that. She presently serves on the executive board as the scholarship committee chair for the Northeast State Foundation. And that's a committee Carol and I serve on together. And there's no one on the foundation board who has more heart for making the students at Northeast State succeed than Carol Ferguson. She also is on the Johnson City, Washington County Health and Education Board. She is a member of the Northeast State and ETSU President's Club, and is a recipient of the ETSU College of Business Hall of Fame Award. She has served on the board of directors for Girl Scouts of the Southern Appalachians. Has been president of the United Way of Johnson City, Washington County, and has served on the board of the Johnson City, Washington County Chamber of Commerce, to name only a few of her many community activities. Something that has always stuck in Carol's mind regarding charity was a statement from Eva Stanley Harris of the Harris Foundation. That is the trust which manages the land on which Camp Wildwood resides. Miss Harris said, "It's easy to write a check, but it's equally important for a person to give up their time and energy." And that certainly describes Carol Ferguson. Please join me in honoring Carol Ferguson.
I am genuinely humbled to be honored here today. The women like Nancy Stanton, our prior First Lady with ETSU, Claudia Bird with Children's Charities, Liddy White with Ballad Health, and Nancy Dishner with the Niswonger Foundation are some of the strongest, most courageous, ethical leaders in our region. Other members of the Trefoil Society like Karen Rowles, Lee Hornsby, Elaine Washington, Janice Gillum, Melissa Stegall Jones, whom I've served with, all exemplify all of the traits that Scouting teaches and stands for. Scouting teaches from an early age young girls to be go-getters, innovators, risk takers, and leaders. To be strong leaders, to have confidence in themselves, not to be a victim, to have ethical values, to be risk takers, and learn from the setbacks of taking risks, to develop healthy relationships and to be healthy, to develop critical thinking through programs like STEM. Scouting teaches girls social skills and teaches girls to be courageous with programs like bullying prevention, and to teaches them to be a champion for everyone's rights. It teaches life skills, environmentalism, entrepreneurship. Scouting teaches women's history, the famous women's leaders that have been first ladies, that have been astronauts, scientists, congressmen. The Gloria Steinman quote, "We all have a place at the campfire," addresses all women, all races, all religions. I think every generation wonders if the next generation truly appreciates the struggles that the prior generation has endured. I didn't have to fight for the right to vote. The women before me did that. But there were jobs that were not available to women in my generation, and there were colleges that were not open to women when I was coming through. When I look, though, at the young women today that are part of this virtual luncheon, Melissa Stegall-Jones, Heather Cook, my daughter Carrie, my adopted daughter Tiffany, Megan Amarode, and many more, they exemplify the courage and strength and ethical leadership and all of the traits that Scouting promotes. When I read the scholarship applications at Northeast State and look at the bios and meet the Roan scholars at ETSU, and look at the obstacles that those young people have had to go through, I know that whether or not they decide to climb the corporate ladder or become an entrepreneur and own their own business, or whether they choose to be a stay-at-home mom and nurture healthy human beings for the next generation, that we are in good hands. They renew my faith in the next generation. They will make the world a better place. I have been blessed with a very rewarding 40-year career in real estate and owning my own business. I've had a great family, great in-laws, and dear, dear friends that have jumped in and helped me in every endeavor I've gotten involved with. They have all made my success possible. My husband, Mike, my daughter, Carrie, and my wonderful grandson, Arjuna, are the absolute light of my life. Scouting asks the question, what did you do today to make the world a better place? Did you give of yourself by volunteering? Did you give by helping another? Did you give a donation to a worthwhile cause? Did you mentor someone? Did you teach someone today and make them feel more confident because of the knowledge that you gave them? I've tried to live my life by the codes that Scouting promotes, encouraging women to be strong and courageous, not to be a victim, and to practice giving back to the community. I am genuinely honored to be part of the Trefoil Society and to be part of this group of women that are here today. They're exceptional women, and again, I thank you, and I'm very grateful.
Want to say thank you to Carol for such inspiring and thoughtful remarks. Carol, you mentioned the names of some women that mean a whole lot to me in my life and that I look up to a great deal. And you recognize their courage, their leadership, their service to their community. I just want to say that all the things that you see and admire in them are what we see and admire in you. And we are so grateful to have you as a sister Girl Scout. And we are so thrilled to be able to be here today to honor you and recognize the incredible impact that you have had on the lives of so many and on this region. My name is Jennifer Axum Adler, and I serve on the board of the Girl Scouts of the Southern Appalachians. And I am here today because I believe in the mission of Girl Scouts. And I believe that today more than ever, girls need what Girl Scouts offers. Now, I want to share a quick thought that has occurred to me a couple of times over the last few months, which was, I think we would be out of this pandemic if we had just put a group of Girl Scouts in charge, right? National collection of Girl Scouts, we would be done by now. And I say that because our girls are go-getters, they're innovators, they're risk takers, and they're leaders, just like Carol said. If I were entirely honest, a few months ago when the pandemic hit, I actually worried a little bit about Girl Scouts. As many of you know, it has been built for over a century now on in-person experiences for girls. The pandemic hit in the middle of cookie season when we had cookie booths that were set up that had to be closed down. And yet I should not have had any doubts that Girl Scouts knew how to respond. In fact, our girls led the way. They figured out Zoom before we did. They figured out how to have online troop meetings. They figured out how to have badges, and actually something pretty remarkable happened too. They started reaching out to other girls in the community and engaging people that never had been connected to Girl Scouts. If anything happened from this pandemic that was good, it's grown the Girl Scout family, and it's shown us the power that we can reach even more girls. I agree with Lynn that I hope that there is an in-person Trefoil Society Luncheon next year, but I also know that we've learned a lot over the last few months too. And I am very optimistic about the future and the power of Girl Scouts. As I said, today more than ever, girls need what Girl Scouts offers. Girls take the lead in a range of activities. Through programming, they learn more about themselves, about their peers, and about the world, all things that equip them to go and to lead in the future. We're now 107 years old, and I am confident in the next 107 years that we will continue to bring a wealth of knowledge and programming that will be a cornerstone experience for girls and that sticks with them. I am betting, for those of you that are Girl Scouts in the room, in the virtual room at the moment, that if I ask you, what did you learn in Girl Scouts? You would be able to share how it impacted your life and how it came into your life at a formative moment in your experience. Now, let's talk about cookies for just a minute. We love our cookie program. It is the largest girl-led entrepreneur program in the world. It teaches girls money management skills, business ethics, and confidence. Carol, I love the story of you selling cookies in Oakhurst, New Jersey, and that is the beginning of your real estate career. Now, as many of you know, the cookie program funds a large part of the experience for girls, but it doesn't do it all. It takes about $500 per year to provide the Girl Scout experience. And cookies in any given year typically covers about $300 of that cost. The remaining $200 comes from the generosity of donors who enrich our programming and allow us to reach more girls, both through troops and through camps and other outreach experiences. Now, as I mentioned, this year, due to COVID-19, we had to suspend the cookie program for safety reasons. And we did not want to place a burden on troops and girls with unsold cookies. And so we bought back unsold cookie inventory. If you still need your cookies, I think we can probably get you some. So let us know afterwards. But we wanted to make sure that girls and troops were still in a healthy position. But we need help. And your donation today makes it possible to deliver more programming and to provide the exceptional Girl Scout experience that sets women on the track to being women of impact, just like Carol and all that she has done. So I invite you today to join me in making a gift. No gift is too small or too large, and it will go to empowering girls throughout our community. The information on how to make a gift at both the website and via text is in the chat information. If you prefer, we'll also take a check by mail and can provide that information. Thank you to all of you for being here today. Thank you, Carol, for your exceptional leadership. It is a privilege and an honor to be able to recognize you today. And I look forward to joining us all together again next year at the Trefoil Society Luncheon.
Well, thank you, Jennifer and Karen and Carol, for your words today. I will say, oftentimes in Girl Scouts, we talk a lot about our progression in Girl Scouting, and many people think Girl Scouting ends with the highest award girls offer, which is the Gold Award. We use that sometimes to talk about the culmination of the Girl Scout experience. I think Carol is a perfect example of the culmination of a Girl Scout experience. Her life that she's led and led her community and served her community and been an entrepreneur is exactly, as she said, what she learned as a Brownie in Girl Scouts. So I think the proof, I would say in the pudding, the proof is in the cookie, in the trefoil. So thank you all for coming today. Again, congratulations to Carol. She truly is a remarkable woman who's accomplished much and given even more. And so we thank you for your contributions to our community. And I hope to all see you again soon. We will open up the chat and the microphones and let everybody visit for a while. Thank you again for the table host and our sponsors. Let's go forth and continue to make the world a better place. Thank you.
Carol, this is Karen Rowell. Congratulations. Appreciate you being the leader in our community that you are.
Thank you, Karen.
Carol, I'm so happy to get to meet you in person,
Yes.
sort of. We've had a good time talking on the telephone.
We sure have. I couldn't have done it without you.
Well, you have been wonderful, and we are so happy to honor you. Thrilled.
Thank you very much.